Folks, good afternoon. I am Sam Ratner with Keller Williams Realty, and thanks for spending the next 25, 30 minutes or so with me and Ruth. Most people think the real estate market's confusing right now, and honestly, that's because the headlines are wrong most of the time. The media sells fear, we sell facts, and when sellers make decisions based on bad information, it costs them. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars in mistakes that are completely avoidable. That's exactly why we're here tonight and exactly what we're about to show you that matters. In the last few years, we've watched sellers lose tens of thousands of dollars, not because the market failed them, but because they followed bad advice, waited too long, or launched their home the wrong way. Overpricing, poor timing, wrong strategy, they're all avoidable mistakes, and they're costing people real money every single day. With our framework, we've helped sellers walk away with anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000, excuse me, $100,000. I apologize, $5,000 to $100,000 over the starting price. It's not a range we made up; those are actual numbers that we could prove and pull right from the multiple listing service. Today, we're going to show you 10 mistakes that we see most often, and more importantly, how smart homeowners and every single one of them make them. If you're thinking about buying or selling, pay attention. It could save you a lot of money and a whole lot of stress. Thank you for being here. Let's make the time worth it for you. I'm Sam Ratton of CTproperties at Keller Williams Realty, and my partner Ruth. We founded and lead what has become the top 1% team here in Connecticut. We're licensed in Florida, and we have teammates in every town across the country. And we're in about 50 countries, 57 countries or so. It's growing each year. Here's a number worth knowing. The average realtor sells 6 homes a year. 6. We typically sell 50 to 70. I don't say it to impress you, just to impress upon you when you're negotiating the biggest financial transaction of your life, experience isn't nice to have, it's everything. When you sell with us, you walk away with 2 things: maximum equity and experience you'll want to tell your friends about. When you buy with us, you walk away with the right home and that same experience. We're not here just to sell your house or help you buy. We're here to make one of the most stressful things you'll ever do feel completely stress-free. The market's changed, but here's the problem. Most people are making decisions right now on working out of outdated advice, national headlines that don't reflect what's actually happening in your neighborhood, or pure emotion. That's dangerous combination when you're talking about your largest financial asset. What you need isn't an opinion. It certainly isn't a headline. It's a strategy built on local data, real experience, and a proven framework. That's exactly what we're going to give you today. Overpricing, weak marketing, bad timing, poor offer strategy. These aren't minor inconveniences, folks. They're costing sellers $20,000 to $80,000 and sometimes more. And once you lost the momentum in the market, you just don't get it back. Our strategy fixes that. We minimize the negative effect of time on the market, motivating buyers to make an offer instead of moving on. And then we determine the absolute highest price that they'll pay once they do. That's not a tagline. It's just how we're wired. Let's talk about some real results. Real sellers, real money. 2 homes we recently sold, excuse me. One happens to be on Ives Row. It was listed for $350,000. During our launch on a Thursday night, we had 65 groups come on by. It closed for $91,000 over starting price at $441,000. The average realtor here in the area, here in the county that we're working in, would have probably sold it for about $356,000 to $365,000. Very small percentage. We netted $441,000. Another one over on Spruce Street, it was listed for $600,000. and it closed for $51,000 over the asking price at 651. $31,000 more than your typical transaction realtor. Two homes, $123,000 alone. Now imagine that when we're helping nearly 30 to 40 sellers each year. Big numbers for our sellers. Here's some charts that we pull. Ruth and I are in a national coaching program. We have been for over 20 years. We meet with our business coach every single Tuesday at 1:30. Annually in February, we have our annual convention get-together. The Keller Williams has about 200,000 realtors internationally and here in the States. There's typically about 17 to 19,000 realtors that attend our convention each February. Next couple of slides are slides that we pulled. The national slides information is not local. I'm going to dig into local right after these. The charts here go back to 1990. Notice we're near the we're near the lowest transaction volume in 35 years. About that after the 2008 crash. Not a headline that you'll see anywhere. But here's what it actually means to you as a seller. There are fewer homes on the market here in the area, because I know we have some folks out of state. That's where we have to evaluate the other areas, which means less competition. Many buyers are out there. They're just being selective. The homes that are priced and marketed right are flying off the market in days. The ones that aren't, they're sitting for months. 26 is projected to be better than 25. The window's now, and we know exactly how to use it. Talk about home prices for a bit. Nationally, prices have nearly doubled since 2012. They're projected to be about 423 median for 26 this year. Your equity is likely at its highest point. It's another conversation that we have with our clients. If your home can sell for, I'm going to pick a number, $500,000, and you only owe $100,000 or somewhere thereabouts, you're sitting at $400,000 worth of equity that you could be tapping and investing that elsewhere and getting a much better return than what the standard mortgage rate is. And we'll talk about that. We're not in a bubble. In 2006, we were at 21%. This is real demand meeting a shortage of houses. Sellers running right now are the ones who act on that equity with a smart strategy. The ones that wait rarely time it perfectly. You can't time the real estate market, and you certainly can't time the stock market. Let's talk about the mortgage rates. Mortgage rates right now, folks, they're where they're supposed to be. They're in the sixes. 2, 3, 4% is not a healthy economy. We get there because things are happening. Bad things are happening. Rates right now, they're about 6.5-ish or so. Historical average since the 1972, was 7.75%. I know when I bought my first house in 87, it was 12, 13%. Just before that, it was 18, 19%. So we're actually below normal. Sellers and buyers waiting for that 3 and 4%, they're just going to simply wait forever. And if that happens, economy changes, home prices change, things happen. Smart move is to act now, refinance when the rates drop, if that's the case. Inventory, again, we're talking national. We haven't had a balanced market. A balanced market is 6 months of inventory since before 2016. Right now, nationally, we're just over 4 months. If you're talking locally in our immediate area right now, we're talking weeks. That means there's more buyers than homes for sale. As a seller, it's your advantage, but only if you price and launch correctly, because buyers in a tight market, they're selective. They're not desperate. They're just having this conversation with a client that we listed their condo for today, where she wanted to price it at the wrong number. Great conversation we had. Let's talk about the sides for a second, because we spoke briefly about this before. This is national numbers from the National Association of Realtors. We have about 1.5 million realtors across the country. It's not a lot when you think that just over 4 million homes sell a year. During COVID, we were just over 6 million homes of sales. Now, that's one home. That home also has a buyer, so there's actually 12 million and 8 million. All right, let's talk about the home search, because this is where everybody starts when they're thinking about selling. We know that buyers today, they're spending about 10 weeks searching before they find a home, meaning before they reach out to us as a realtor, looking online, what do I like, what don't I like? It's kind of like going shopping for that new car. Well, you go into the car dealership on a Sunday afternoon when you know they're closed because you just want to go look around at the cars. It just means that the buyers today are very educated. They've seen everything on the market and they know value when they see it. So by the time they're walking in, they already understand value and they're making decisions quickly. So that 10 weeks means that when Ruth starts taking our buyers out, and then go into this part, but Ruth represents the buyers on our team. I represent our sellers on the team. So we have a great team partnership there. And together we're making sure that you're never left alone. So what happens is by the time they connect with us, they've already done this 6, 8, 10 weeks of research. Ruth starts taking them out many times. They're picking a home within that first week, week and a half or so. Ruth's already taken them out for their first viewing for about 2 hours or so, seen that half a dozen homes, starting to understand value, what they like, what don't they like, and then making decisions quickly because in our market, they're competing against multiple offers every single day. Let's talk about the Cheshire market. Now, we could do this for any town, anywhere, but homes are selling every day because buyers are so well informed today, they can spot a listing that isn't ready from a mile. They aren't just browsing, they're analyzing value, assessing preparation, and looking for a clear path to closing. This is where most sellers falter. They simply list a home. But to win with these savvy buyers, they need more than just a listing. They need a strategic launch. Let's look exactly at how we bridge that gap. Oh, sorry about that. The days on market is striking. Homes that sold above listing closed in 16 days on average, while homes that sold below list price took 47 days, nearly 3 times longer. Correctly priced homes attract competition fast. Overpriced homes bleed time and concessions. So when we talk about the cost of overpricing, remember, it comes in 3 sizes. Price right, 16 days, $32,000 over asking. Price wrong, 47 days, 7 weeks, $30,000 under, and priced way wrong. No sale at all, and every month of carrying costs along the way. Overpricing doesn't just cost us money, folks. Sometimes it costs us the sale. That's why the price on day one matters more than anything else that we'll talk about tonight, and why we don't guess at it. We build it from this data. Here's what it tells us. The right price doesn't just sell your home faster. It creates urgency, drives competition, and puts more money in your hands. The wrong price does the exact opposite. Buyers wait, offers weaken, and you end up chasing the market down. The price is your choice. Pricing is a partnership. You bring your goals, we bring the market knowledge, data, expertise to help you determine the best pricing strategy for your home. We make it easy. We get homes sold. It's not a slogan. It's just what the data shows. Most agents list homes. We launch them. Excuse me. There's a difference. And that difference, it's worth tens of thousands of dollars. Preparation, strategic pricing, a market launch, buyer competition, and negotiation leverage. That's our 5-step framework. And every single step is designed to put more money in your pocket. We spoke about timing the market before. Nobody times the market perfectly. Not economists, not investors, certainly not us. Waiting for the perfect moment to sell and buy, or how do I juggle all of that? It's just another word for leaving money on the table. Smart sellers don't wait for the right market. They create the right strategy in the market that we have. Overpricing doesn't mean fewer offers. It means fewer showings, price reductions, and a final sale price lower than if you had priced it right from day one. The data is clear. The longer a home sits, the less it sells for. You never get a second chance at a fresh listing. The first 7 to 10 days on the market, that's everything, folks. That's when you have the most buyers, the most excitement, and the most leverage. Miss that window, and you're chasing the market for the rest of the listing. As Ruth and I like to say, you're trying to chase that ball down the hill with price reductions, and you're never going to catch it. We're built to maximize those first 10 days, and that's where the money is made. Buyers decide in the first 30 seconds whether they want your home. Poor preparation, clutter, bad photos, deferred maintenance, it all kills the moment before it starts. We guide our sellers through every preparation plan because a well-presented home doesn't just sell faster, it sells for more. Here's some photos from a listing of ours that failed. We had a conversation with the seller. We made some adjustments. We brought it back on the market. It sold immediately. Same home, different strategy. Same rooms, completely different emotional response. The home on the left gets low ball offers or no offers. The home on the right creates competition. Preparation is not an expense. When I say preparation, we're talking about staging, maybe sometimes painting. It's an investment with a guaranteed return. We have on our team professional photographers, drone pilot photographers when we need them, professional stager on our team as well also. They both own their own teams. We just partner with together to make your homes the best that they can be. Most agents, when they finally list a home, they do what I like to call the 3 Ps. They put it on the MLS, they put the sign in the ground, and they pray like hell it's going to sell. Not a marketing strategy, guys. It's hoping that someone finds your darn home. We run digital campaigns, targeted ads, video, and expose your home to thousands of buyers before and during launch, before anybody even comes in. More eyeballs means more offers, means more money in your pocket. If you're a buyer relying on Zillow or some of these other portals, you're seeing homes that are probably already picked over, often already under contract by the time you click. I was just talking to a client this morning. I was telling him that this home was on the market, it's under contract, and it was under contract in 7 days. He says, no, I'm looking at realtor.com right now. It says it's been on for 34 days. I had to then go on realtor.com and go see what he was talking about. It says on realtor.com 34 days. It's been under contract for the last 20 something days. There's a difference of reality versus perception. Price is not the only thing a seller looks at. Terms, timing, and structure can win a home over a higher offer and written the wrong way. Ruth has won many of our buyers' homes for less money than the highest offer because of terms, because of our relationships with the other realtors, because of conversations that we have. We won them over situations not by buyers paying more, but by writing the strongest contract. It's a skill and it matters. The biggest myth in real estate is that you need 20% down for a mortgage. Most buyers today are getting for 3 and 10% down. These are programs specifically designed to help you with our mortgage brokers that we have great partnerships with. Whether you need to buy before you sell, because if you're thinking of doing it the old way, well, I'm going to go put a contract on a house with a hubbard, meaning I have to sell my home first and then I can close on yours. You're going to wind up losing that offer because there's 4 kinds of buyers in position for a seller, especially when I'm looking at offers with our sellers. First position is a cash position, and Ruth has a lot of programs with our mortgage brokers that help our sellers be a cash buyer, even though you have to sell your home. We could talk to you about that. Second position is somebody's putting down that 20% or more for a mortgage. Third position is somebody that's doing a lesser percentage mortgage. And the fourth position buyer is that person that has to sell their home to buy. They're usually last position when a buyer is when a seller is looking at an offer from a buyer. The number one reasons sellers delay, they just simply don't know where they're going. We solve that before it becomes a problem. Rent back, contingent purchase, bridge strategies, cash to key programs. We have tools most agents don't even know exist. You don't have to figure out it alone. That's what we're here for you for. Without a strategy, buyers overpay, sellers underperform. It's that simple. This is the largest financial transaction of your life for most people. The agent you choose is worth far more than a commission. Choose experience, choose strategy, choose results. Who you work with really does matter. Here's our system: market analysis, preparation plan, strategic pricing, market launch, and negotiation strategy. Every step is intentional, and every step is designed to help protect your equity and maximize your outcome. Most agents wing it. We run a proven process. There's a difference between good results and a great one. This chart, we talked about pricing earlier. It tells the whole story. Week one, we have maximum interest and maximum leverage. By month three, you have a stale listing, nervous buyers, and the price keeps dropping. Overpriced homes don't just sell for less. They sell for far less, if they even sell at all. If they've been priced correctly from day one, strategic pricing isn't conservative, it's how you win. And when we have the price reductions and you're sitting on the market for a long time, every buyer, every realtor thinks, what's wrong with that home? Why didn't it sell in the first 10 days when everything else around it is? I want to chat with you because most of our buyers and sellers and folks that we run into the streets on a daily basis, they're always asking, where's our buyers coming from? Where's the sellers going to? Where's everybody happening? What's happening? Understanding where the buyers are moving from, it's key in smart data. Data shows us the number of buyers in Connecticut are moving to Massachusetts, New York, Florida, and Rhode Island. On the selling side, they're moving to where the seller's moving to, Florida, Massachusetts. Here's your big one, North Carolina as well also. Some of the biggest states. Right here in New Haven County, Middlesex, and Hartford, our three surrounding counties that makes up a big chunk of the state, single-family homes under $700,000 have less than 1 month of inventory. That's an extreme seller's market. Let's talk about that for a second, because the seller's market is 0 to 4 months of inventory. Meaning if you put your home on the market right now and no other homes came on the market, it would be sold in 0 to 4 months. Neutral market is that 4 to 6 months. Meaning it's not a buyer's market, it's not a seller's market. People are just kind of hanging around. There's a lot of inventory. Buyers aren't buying, sellers aren't selling. Things are just kind of happening. The buyer's market is when there's a lot of homes on the market and the buyers have a lot of choice to pick from. Now we've got to get really aggressive with this strategy of how do we get your home properly positioned in front of those. Good news, right here in the area in Connecticut, we're an extreme seller's market. Outside of the area, we'll help you understand that as well also. Your lender is the most important person on our team that sellers need to have the conversation with, and before it's too late. Payments, program options, the application process, cash strategies. We connect you with the right people so financing never becomes the reason you lose a home. We want to make sure that when you're walking into a home and you love it, that you're not disappointed like, oh my gosh, can I really even afford this? You already know your numbers on your monthly payment before you walk in. What do we mean by that? We always tell our buyers or sellers, if they're buying in this case, talk to your mortgage broker. Tell them what you want to pay for a monthly payment. They'll work the number backwards as to what your purchase price should be. Here's where we go from education to action. A seller strategy session that I meet with all of our sellers on. It's not a sales pitch. It's a working meeting where we build a custom plan. It's certainly not a presentation. I sit down and I tell you, I want to have a workshop with you. Home value analysis, pricing strategy, market launch, and buyer demand report. All specific to your home, your timeline. Book it today, and let's find out exactly what your home is worth. This is where we wrap up, folks. If you want to book a strategy session, here's a QR code, here's our phone numbers, here's everything else. P, you could take folks off of mute. Folks, if you want to ask any questions, we'll open up for general questions. We're here. If there's any questions in chat, we'll certainly address those. Anybody have any questions, any thoughts, any opinions? No. Okay, fine. Yes, go ahead, please, Marie.
Hello, Sam. I have one of those situations that you talked about. I live in Larchmont in Westchester.
You're very familiar with it.
Yeah, I have 1,000 square apartment in a very desired geographical area.
I remember talking to you about it. Yeah.
Yeah, the apartments here that have been sold, they sell within a week.
Yep, that's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, that's what happened. They just and one of the apartments that they're on my floor, they sold 6% above the listing price.
Exactly.
Okay. Now my apartment is turnkey because everything is new here. New kitchen, new bathroom. I mean, it's in very, very excellent condition. Now we want to move, my brother and I, we want to move to Connecticut.
Okay.
The areas that we're looking for in Connecticut are the areas above 95.
95, I remember you saying that, yes.
Right. We want to be, below Route 15 or just above Route 15.
Yep.
Anyway, I have been looking around, but, exactly, it has happened to me what you exactly explained. Now, the thing is this, I have to sell because what we're going to buy in Connecticut is a partnership, my brother and I. I have to sell my apartment in order to put my share together with my brother's share to buy a house in Connecticut. Now, the budget that we have is between $750 and $800,000. So I'm not ready to sell, but as I said, I am in the searching time. So what would you be the best advice as to do this thing that we want to do, with my brother and I together?
That's a great question, Marie. And this is where we jump in and some of the conversation I was having with you on the phone, but thank you for bringing this up publicly because it's important. A lot of people hear this, and it's what we were just talking about during the session is Ruth can chat with you about it, but our mortgage brokers can get you into what's called a cash to keys, buy before you sell program. Because if you're waiting to sell to be able to buy, we don't want you to have that stress on your back and buy something that's not a right fit because now you need a place to live. And we want you to find your replacement home before you sell what you're living in, because we certainly don't want you to be homeless. So we have mortgage programs that can make you a cash buyer, buy your next place with your brother, then sell your place and pay off that note if that's what you want to do. Think of it as an old school bridge loan, if you want to think about it that way. There's options.
What I understand is that we have to get a mortgage prior to selling or buying.
You don't have to. No, we could talk about it offline. So I'm going to let Ruth reach back out to you. I know she was just chatting with you before. You don't have to get a mortgage.
I sent you an email and Mark will call you. He'll call you so he can talk about it. There is a very little cost to do this program. They just want to be in a position to write mortgages, and so many sellers need to sell first. We know the house is going to sell. So the house is going to get listed. It's going to close. It's all going to get timed out well. You won't even need a mortgage because most likely we are all working together for the buying side and the selling side. So this transitions with confidence. So, and stress-free. So Mark Townsend will review that with you. We found in all of the area, and they're throughout the country, but Mark's licensed in almost every state. Him and Annie Mac have figured out a program that's a true cash buyer program.
Mhm.
And then you go right into your selling your home. All the funds get timed right.
Okay, is he going to call me, or do I have to reach to him?
I sent you both an email. You're both on it with your numbers, so he'll call you.
Okay,
And
okay,
He'll call you.
Also,
okay.
He'll
very
call
well.
you, and what I like to call it is, it's a convenience fee. It's a very, very small fee, as a convenience fee to allow you to buy before you sell, take your sale proceeds, pay it all off, and you're done.
Okay, all right, I'll
This
listen.
way you buy at your leisure, not when you don't have a place to live, and now you buy something that you may not like.
Right, no, I don't want to have buyer's remorse.
Exactly.
No way, no way. Okay. As I
Great
said,
question. Any other questions?
no, not from me, thank you.
No.
Okay.
No, I just want to say thank you, Sam and Ruth. The information was invaluable. I appreciate it immensely. And I don't know what lies ahead for me in the future, but I won't hesitate to reach out.
We're here for you and everybody else that's
Thank
watching and that will be streaming this later on.
it's nice to see you. And Maria,
You
nice to
too.
meet you. Jim, nice to meet you.
John,
Thank
John,
you.
nice
John,
meeting you.
sorry.
Nice, you did a very nice job. Thank you.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you
Thanks very much for joining us today, and we look forward to you. We run this typically once a month, every 4 to 5 weeks or so, and we refresh it each month. So
Awesome.
feel free, jump on. Have a great afternoon, people.
Thank
Thank
you.
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 Thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.